How's everybody doing? It must be about, excuse me, 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Fell asleep early, now I can't go back to sleep. I sat here and rewatched my live I made the other day. More or less seen all my mistakes. You don't realize when you're talking that you're holding the camera down. And damn, every time I walk, I gotta hold the camera down. It seems like I automatically look down, I turn the camera down. I'm gonna practice on that and get better. Like I say, I was after I got my camera working again. My granddaughter got my iPad cleaned out, and my furnace kicked on. She cleaned my iPad, got it working again for me. But now the settings and stuff are all different. Like when I hit to download a video, instead of having me go find the video, it shows my whole pictures. Where before I had to go look for it, which is nice. But I hit the live button just to see how that worked, because I know you got to hit a button to actually go live in the end. So I was just playing around, went to that live, and it seemed a lot easier than before. So I just hit the damn live and started talking. Talked for 2.5 hours. And for some reason, the only way I could get it to go live was to hold my camera to where you have that little skinny ass picture like when you make it short. So I'm going to have to investigate that, because I reran. I was just looking at my short, and the picture's not big like that. It's just a little narrow picture. I'm going to have to figure out why you can't go live and have a bigger picture. Now, I watch Old Man live. Sometimes he's narrow, sometimes he's the full view. I'm going to have to ask him what you did. And I got to apologize. I've been the moodiest motherfucker in the last month. I'm so moody, I'm even yelling at myself. I was so moody today, I had to take my truck up the valley again. I said I wouldn't take it on them 4 lanes, but I did. But I don't know if you've seen my video in here where I was talking about having some trouble because it has straight six with 2 carburetors. And I was having loading up issues with the fuel. And it's 12 volt, but it's got a 6 volt coil and everything. So I'm in the process of changing it over to 12 volt to get hotter spark. But like I say, today I was a little bit pissed off. I had to go up the valley, so I stopped and got gas. There was a bunch of people at the gas station, all liking my truck and talking about it. So when I left, I jumped on it for the first time. And I tell you what, that mother will fly. Come on, Miles, what are you doing out there? Leave that cat alone. Come on, it's cold. I bet I was doing 100 miles an hour up the 4 lane highway. Instead of being like every other 70-year-old person being in the slow lane, I was in the fast lane with everybody else. I bet we was doing 100 mile an hour sometimes. That truck will fly. And when you jump on it, it runs perfect. But when you drive like a normal person, it's backfiring and spitting through the carburetor. It don't have enough spark. That's the only thing I can figure. Hell, it's 5:30 in the morning. It must not have enough spark. Or it's, like I said, I wound third gear or second gear out. People probably thought there was a damn Triumph Spitfire coming or something. That's what it sounds like. But hell, when I'm gonna buy them markers they put along the road to tell you how fast you're going, I was going like 80 mile an hour in a 45. So I'd slow it down before I got pulled over or anything. But man, if you run it hard, it flies. And it don't miss or nothing. It sounds perfect. Didn't load up, didn't backfire, nothing. I told my sister today I don't think my brother-in-law likes me having his truck. She said, oh, she hoped that he'd be happy in heaven knowing I had it. But, you know, I started it the day before yesterday. Reaching in the window, hit the key, boom, fired right up. Went out there today to leave, battery was deader than a doornail. Now, the battery's under the seat, underneath the floor, so I just jump it off the starter since it ain't got no hood. I put the charger on the starter and jumped it. I didn't shut it off till I got back home, but when I got home, it started right back up. But I don't know, I'm about to go out there and run it every day. I was thinking, I wonder if you can get one of them little solar panels and put it out on your garage roof and run the wire in and put it on your battery. So your car that you hardly ever drive, the battery doesn't go dead. Because in another few weeks, that'll probably be it for antique cars, you know. Or, you know, that truck ain't got no heater. I was looking online, you can buy these little heaters you can hook up. I was thinking about buying an inverter, to invert it from 12 volt to electric, and run an electric heater. Some kind of little electric heater. I got a little electric heater with a fan. Matter of fact, it'd be perfect. Sitting down on my desk downstairs. It's white. I'd rather it be black, but I bet that would heat that truck. I was even thinking of you doing that for my radio, because I don't have no holes in the dash or nothing for a radio. And they sell them old antique radios that look like they belong in a sock hop or something. I don't know if you've ever seen them online or not, but I thought I'll bolt one of them right underneath the dash, plug it into an inverter, and just turn it on. I got a radio. Never mess around with speaker wires or nothing. Of course, then I did see, excuse me, they sell these units now where you can put up this little monitor on your dash or whatever, and it, if you have a newer car, you can play music and it plays it through your speakers of your car, wireless and everything. I'd have to get some wireless speakers or something to go with it, but hell, you can hook a backup light to it. You can hook it up to tell you what your oil pressure and your temperature and everything is. It's pretty nice. But I'm going to check them out, but I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm in such a bad damn mood. I got home after I made it back home. Like I said, I run the hell out of it all the way up there. And I know that pissed my brother-in-law off. He loved that truck. He babied it, you know. But I couldn't believe how fast that thing was. I went through that town speed limit 35 mile an hour. I must have been doing 75 mile an hour in second gear. By half throttle, man, I was flying. Like I say, it sounds just like a Spitfire. People were looking out their doors to see what the hell was going by. Yeah, I'm gonna have to either get a new battery or. I thought, you know, if I hooked up one of those solar panels, little solar panels, it would at least keep it charged. Won't be long. I'm gonna be storing all my tractors and skid steer and all that in there. Hey boy, my live go good the other day, huh? I started out being hesitant, but I enjoyed the hell out of it. I got to get a little better. I noticed every time somebody would comment something and I'd go to read what they said, I'd put the camera down to the floor. And I was walking around the house, and instead of holding the camera up, I was holding it down at the floor. Hey, I had 100 and some people viewing, and I had 11 likes. I was amazed. I actually made it go to, you got to actually go in and hit it. Oh, there's my truck right there. That's too much carburetor for a stock motor. It needs some kind of cam or something. I tried to tell my sister today and why I think my brother-in-law don't like me having this truck. If you look at it, it's a little bit dirty. He never had a spot of dirt on that truck. It was spotless constantly. I tried to explain to her, and she said, "Oh, I don't know why he would ever not like you having this truck. You know, you loved each other and everything." And I said, "Yeah, but we were two different type people." And she's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, his trucks were always clean and all the same color, and when I got mad, I run my trucks in the trees. You know, I never wash my trucks. My truck looked like, my four-wheel drive truck I had looked like Killdozer. I had a 1/4-inch steel plate on the front with grooves cut in it for air to get in so it wouldn't overheat. We'd go 4-wheel and I'd just run into a tree, knock it down. There wasn't a panel on that truck that was the same color. I had those big towing mirrors. Every time I go 4-wheeling, I'd rip a door up. So my doors were always different colors, my fenders were always different colors. And I guess he loved his vehicles and mine were just vehicles, I guess, I don't know. But I'm gonna go out there tomorrow and clean it up. There's a car show coming. I don't know if I'm gonna take it or see if my granddaughter and her husband want to take it, go to the car cruise. Shame just leave it set in the garage there. I even burnt some rubber today. It ain't positive traction, but it'll peel in first and chirp in second. I found that out. Probably did it some good running it as hard as I did, because you should blow them out every once in a while, you know. I'm gonna have to set me up for those. That chainsaw I was talking about the other day with the 2 batteries. I'm gonna start trying to do them lives a little more often. I'm stuck in this house 24 hours a day, keeping an eye on my wife, and nothing to do, you know. Then doctors said my throat seemed to be better, and it is better, but I didn't get no energy back. And as soon as I eat, I gotta go take a nap. I'm hoping when I gain some weight, excuse me, I'm hoping when I gain some weight that I'll get my energy back, but so far, I don't know. I spend more time sleeping than I do. That's why I woke up 2 o'clock this morning, because I went to bed at 9:30. Well, I didn't go to bed, I fell asleep. I woke up 2:30, was sitting in my chair, still had my shoes on. And I just sat down for a minute, and I didn't plan on going to sleep, you know. So I'm going to try to quit being such a nasty old bastard. Try to make a little bit better content. Try to get a little bit better on my lives. I know what my problem is. I was at my doctor about a week ago. I says, "Doc," he's a gun guy, so we talk more about guns than we do doctor stuff when I go visit him most times. And I told him I had a channel. I don't know if he ever went and looked or not. But I said, you know, they have all these things for men to get an erection. What do they have to get rid of it? He says, what do you mean? I said, my wife's been sick for 6 years, man. I said, I'm so horny, I'm spitting sperm. He says, masturbate. I said, masturbating's like shooting your gun by yourself. It ain't no fun. I said, don't they have some kind of pill or something I can give you before my balls turn blue? They give you a pill to get it up. Can't they give you a pill to quit wanting sex? I guess they can. He laughed. He said, I've been a doctor for years, and you're the first person that ever asked me that. And he said, well, go get some. And I said, I can't do that. 51 years of marriage, I just can't go out and cheat on my wife. And I got permission, and I can't do it. I guess I thought just suffer consequences. I gotta find something to make me happy. I'm so damn pissed off lately. Everything gets me mad. Them damn robocall people. Man, I give them a hard time. They're all high. They call me in and get mad and hang up. I had one call. This woman called me and I mothered her. My mother fucked her. She called me. I hung up on her. She called me back. How dare you cuss at me like that on the phone? She says, I'm going to call the police. I said, hold on just a second, man. Because I had the police number. I got these little stickers they give you on magnetic you put on your refrigerator. Got the police's phone number, emergency numbers. I give her the police's phone number. I said, here, you dumb cunt. There's my police department phone number. Give them a call. Tell them you called me up, solicited me when I didn't want you to, and I cussed at you and hung up. See what they say to you, you dumb bitch. Oh, who would be dumb enough to call you trying to sell you a car warranty when I'm driving a '01 car? They're telling me my warranty's expired. I tell them off and hang up, and they call me back to tell me how dare I do that. Stupid people. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna improve my behavior. It's a wonder I'm not thrown off on Facebook here. Or, excuse me, Marketplace. What the hell am I on YouTube? I went on there the other day and made a bunch of nasty videos just to piss off a few people. I don't know. Like I said, I take medication for, or it's Valium, diazepam. But you take medicine for a long time, it don't work no more. It don't calm me down or relax me. I'm about to take up knitting or something. I don't have the body to jog or work, so I'm going to have to knit or crochet, I guess. Some reason I have this thing called anesthesia. There's that trouble with the muscle in my stomach. And I looked it up online, and I was looking at the symptoms, or the side effects, or symptoms of it. And one of them was short-term memory loss. I was like, man, thank God, because I'd be talking to my wife and forget what we were talking about. She'd be answering me, and I'd have to say, what were we talking about? What was we just talking about? I was telling her about that inverter to put in my truck to run the radio. And I said something, she said something, and I had to say, what was we talking about? I forget. She said, oh, that radio for your truck. And then but that must be actually be a side effect. Headaches were a side effect. I don't have them. Swollen legs and feet was a side effect. I didn't have none of that. Short-term memory loss, I did have that. And there was one other one that I can't remember, but I don't have that. I forget what it was. That's them old abandoned mansions. Who walks out of a house and leaves millions of dollars with this shit? Chandeliers and paintings and antique furniture. I mean, antique furniture and shit, you know? Hundreds of years old shit. Big cat, and I look, oh, that shit on the wall there. Look. Who would just leave and leave everything? And how do you, and they all say, like, oh, the kids growed up and move away, but who has kids that their bedroom looked the same their whole life? You know, them people had to leave when that kid was a baby. Yeah, so I think I'll make me a pot of coffee and start my day. I'm going to run my truck over to my buddy's garage and jack it up, and my right brake's driving. I got to back off the brake a little bit on the right side. I was looking at it and I thought, well, I ought to put disc brakes on the front. Then I thought, well, if I got to put disc brakes, I might as well put power steering. And I thought, well, if I'm going to put power steering, instead of changing that distributor over to HEI distributor, why don't I just put a V8 in it? I own 10 or 12 350 Chevy engines. Most of them four bolt mains. In all my trucks, I got 10 or 12 Chevy square body trucks. And that, excuse me, that little red truck I was working on that ended up I didn't fix, it's got a 350 5-speed in it. I'd have to buy a carburetor and an intake, but it runs good. I wouldn't want that throttle body in that old truck. But by the time you change the motor, change it over to disc brakes, by the time I change all that bullshit, I might as well just build another truck. Matter of fact, that's a 47 Dodge on a 55 Chevy frame, GMC frame. There's one on Marketplace for $700, and it's already shortened. It's a 8'3" wheelbase, and mine's 8'2" or something like that. I thought they want $700 for it, and it's all painted and everything. Got 6-bolt chrome wheels on it that I could put on this truck. I thought of buying it. Slowly, I got a 4-speed tranny, I got a motor, or I got that 5-speed setup. I thought of putting a motor and tranny and everything on that other frame, and then just lifting my cab and bed off and setting it on that frame. And then I thought, hell, I got that far, where I got a whole put together frame, I might as well just buy a different cab. Why take this truck apart? So I don't know what to do. Like I said, I'm gonna concentrate on not being so mean, improve my video in area, because my house is so full of junk. I ain't got no spot I can really lay guns out nice. I got shit everywhere. I guess that comes with old age. If you're young, and you and your wife sitting around talking about all the things you're gonna do when you're young, when you get old and retire, you're gonna travel or whatever. If you smoke, you better quit right fucking now. If you smoke cigarettes, you're 30, 35 years old. Don't plan no retirement. Just plan on being sick. I was looking through some old pictures the other day, and my wife had a cigarette in her hand. Every picture. That's why I'm sitting here today worrying about it. Because in every one of them goddamn pictures, she had a cigarette in her hand. I quit smoking in 1977. That's why I don't have no fucking cancer right now, and she's laying in there sick. So if you're smoking and you want to have a nice retirement, take them cigarettes away. They're going to kill you. They killed my buddy Jim. That's why I don't have no hunting buddies no more. They all smoked, they're all dead. That's got to be the only reason I outlived everybody. It's because I didn't smoke and they did. And I quit drinking and they did. Of course, I was a drunk for 20 years, so excuse me for just a couple seconds. I swear my throat's starting to act up again. Yeah, everybody I know that smokes dead. You know, I got about two friends left that I knew from my, you know, all my friends are virtual friends now. All you guys. Hey, and it's a good feeling though, knowing you can pick this thing up and talk, and somebody will talk back to you and be nice to you. I did not have one person be an idiot the other day on my live. Everybody was glad to see I was on there. Everybody had good things to say. You know, and of course my followers are all people who got things in common with me: guns, tractors, things like that. I don't have no CB people. I thought of making some CB videos, but I don't want to chase off my gun audience. And I thought of venturing off into some of my toy stuff. But again, I don't want to chase off my gun people. And I don't want to have two sites. I thought about that, but it would be a pain in the ass maintaining two sites. You know, like one for guns and the other one for toys and CBs, and then you got trucks, and you got I got antiques all kinds. My dog kid. Miles, you in there? I think I left my dog outside. Yeah, no, he's in. He must be in with the wife. He sleeps with me and the wife. I'll show you my dog collection. Used to have this thing every time me and my wife would go for a ride and hit the antique shops. I'd buy a couple little dogs. There's a couple in there that look like dogs I had through my life. And I don't know how many's in them. I got 3 granddaughters wanting these when I die. I guess we're just gonna have to split them up. I had a bunch of people telling me that I'm being, oops, I did that I'm being, what's the word I want to say? Unresponsible, irresponsible, oops, for the fact that I haven't made a will or made any plans for owning guns for after my death. And I always said, hey, I'm going to be dead. Who gives a shit? But now I'm thinking maybe that is a bad thing. Now, you know, of course, everybody in my family is going to have an AR and a shotgun and a rifle and a pistol, you know. But what's that, 50 guns? What the hell did I do with the other 400 some, you know? I'm going to have to figure something out. Auctions. I've been to gun auctions where guns went high. I've been to gun auctions where guns went low. I was working for Davy Tree. I was her fill-in guy. My buddy was a foreman on Davy Tree, so if one of their crew called off, I'd go with them. They couldn't go to work with one man short. If one guy called off, everybody had to stay on. So they'd call me, and I'd go out to work with them and flag, or be one of the ground crew or something. I went up in the bucket once. I said, to hell with that. I kept my feet on the ground after that. See, there's that short-term memory. I lost where I was at. Yeah, I switched from talking about one thing to going to Davy Tree and forgot what I was talking about. That's that short-term memory loss. Funny that something with your throat would cause it. And they said that's real common. I guess you're better off forgetting shit than you are your feet and legs swollen up and having a headache all the time. I could have all that shit. Oh well, I'm going to start me some coffee, and I wanted to go out and move some stuff around the garage today. But I tell my wife, don't get up if you need something. I'm going to be in check on you, but she won't listen. She gets up anyway, so I can't go outside and trust that she won't not try to get out of bed. You know. Well, on that note, I'm gonna let everybody go. I talked for another half hour. Ought to be pretty good on lives. I guess I'm pretty good bullshit. Again, thanks everybody for being so polite on the live. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I'm sorry I've been so irritable. I'm going to improve that. Instead of giving up, I'm going to try to get better. I'm going to get to that 1,000 if I have to do it. If I have to post 5 videos a day. How do people get 20,000 followers? Be 2 years pretty soon, and I'm stalled. I've been at 700 for 5 months or something. Up a couple, down a couple. All right, well, everybody go out there and have a safe day today. You can see it's wet where I'm at. We needed it bad. But be careful out there in your travels and keep an eye on your trigger finger. You lose that, you're in bad shape. It's my story and I'm sticking to it. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate everybody. I mean that literally.